Suffering amputation is the last thing we want to worry about, and yet nearly 2 million Americans have lost a limb to an accident or illness. Not only do they have to cope with that trauma, but many are also fighting with their insurance companies. This morning, GMA gets answers for one mother in need. Just over a year ago, Susan Bailey was a happy 23-year-old wife and mother of 2 energetic young boys.
I was a very active, independent, driving around town, doing my mommy thing.
But then, in July of 2007, Susan contracted a serious virus, E. coli. For 2 weeks, Susan was in a coma, and during that time, the infection spread to her legs. With her life at stake, her husband had to make a terrible decision: amputation.
My husband had to tell me several times that I didn't have any feet or ankles or knees. And that was very hard for him to tell me. And it was hard for me to hear.
Susan survived and slowly began the difficult road to recovery. But along that road, an unexpected roadblock when she turned to her health insurance company, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. There was a problem.
I have been on a 10-month power struggle with Anthem, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, my insurance company.
It's dripping!
Anthem agreed to pay for Susan to get a set of prosthetic legs, but because of the unique nature of her condition, amputation above the knees, the legs they gave her made walking difficult and painful.
Those stubby prosthetic legs don't bend. So physically right now for me, it very quite possibly could take my breath away to walk.
Susan said with those prosthetic legs called stubbies, she was falling down a lot. Basic errands like making lunch for her kids or taking them to the school bus
Get your backpack up off the...
were a big struggle. Then she learned about Hanger Prosthetics, a company that makes legs specifically for people like Susan. They're called C-legs because they have a built-in computer chip that makes them perform like regular legs with knees. Brooks Rainey is a prosthetist for Hanger, who has a C-leg himself.
When I first saw Susan almost a year ago, immediately my mind, C-legs. You know, this is what's going to allow her to do the things that she needs to do in her everyday life. And there was really no other option in my mind.
But unfortunately, there was another option for Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. They denied Susan's claim and 2 appeals on the basis that the more expensive C-legs were experimental and somehow not medically necessary.
It was tearing me up inside that I had just been told no for something that I really, really need.
The Amputee Coalition of America says most health insurance plans don't protect amputees.
Everybody assumes that if they were going to have a leg amputated or an arm amputated, that it would automatically be covered by their insurance for them to get a replacement prosthesis. This is not, in fact, true.
We went to Susan Pisano from the insurance industry's lobby group for answers. The Amputee Coalition of America, they say that the amputees are underinsured. They get short shrift from insurance companies in terms of coverage.
There are instances where employers are not purchasing the benefit to the degree that they might like.
C-legs, 25,000 people are using them successfully, making their lives better. And yet, you have a company who rejects a request for them as experimental. How?
Sometimes a treatment will be thought of as mainstream for a particular patient population, but it will be thought of as experimental for a different population.
Susan wrote to us over the summer and asked for help, so we called Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. They refused to do an on-camera interview, but they issued us this statement, saying their medical policies are intended to reflect the current scientific data and critical thinking. So then we called the Virginia Bureau of Insurance, which regulates insurers in Susan's home state, and received her appeal letter after she was denied by Anthem. They looked at her case, and within a few weeks, some remarkably good news. the state overruled Anthem and ordered them to pay for new legs.
What do you think?
Wow. So cool.
Now, Susan's struggle is spending her time learning how to use her new legs. One day soon, she knows she'll be able to keep up with her boys. She's got her legs. It's great for her. And by the way, 25,000 people use them. No injuries.
Right, and she can now reach down and pick up her kids.
Yeah, she can live
reach down to her children.
Now, it's a real issue. They do cost $100,000 a pair. They're very expensive, but this is about her life. And the Amputee Coalition of America tells us insurance companies sometimes balk at even the less expensive prosthetics. The good news is the trade group said change is coming to this area, and we hope very soon. Now, obviously, the reason we heard about this is because Susan came to us. You can do the same thing. Please go to abcnews.com, send us an email, and we'll get after it for you.